goes on long after the day.
Hey friends, it's your man PJ, back for Word with Friends. Hope you got your seatbelt on. We're going to buzz right through today. Today we're going to continue to look at this passage that we find in Matthew chapter 5, the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus is redefining what it looks like to have the good life as well as who gets to have it. Again, we're looking at these blessed statements. Blessed meaning at peace within and having contentment. Part of that blessing is in the fact that the kingdom of God has a spot in it for you. Continuing with the text, this is what Jesus says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 7. In our world, merciful people are taken advantage of. We learn this at a very early age. We all know those kids who are taking advantage of other kids. I know that my own wife was this type of kid that got picked on and it really didn't bug her like it would have bugged me, for instance. And she'd just forgive and move on and stuff. I grew up with people like this, and I'd come in and I'd say something like, "Stop it, knock it off, man. Don't let them treat you like that. Don't you forgive them. Defend yourself." The truth is that some people are just bent to compassion. They're just merciful people. And in this world, those people continually get taken advantage of. They are these type of people that will forgive quick, and others will say, "Well, let's just keep doing them wrong." There are people who have compassion, and at the end of the day, because you give mercy, you rarely receive it. You just continually give it away. It's like you're being compassionate, you're forgiving, but no one is looking at you to give you the same thing in return. In light of this, I find it interesting that Jesus would say, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." He's saying that you won't be on the giving end only, you'll receive. When you're a merciful person, I have to believe that your feelings get wrapped up in that, and you begin to see yourself as a lesser person because of the way that you're treated. Well, Jesus is saying you're going to understand what mercy feels like in my kingdom. He's saying I'm paying attention. He's saying that you are valuable enough to me to show you mercy and forgiveness. For many in this frame, you keep forgiving and you keep showing mercy because you believe that if you don't, you'll lose the friendship. That relationship will be gone. They just don't value you enough, and you don't defend yourself. And Jesus says the thing about you is that I'll give you mercy. I value a relationship with you. The next thing he says is, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." Think about the pure in heart. They're the people who possess an innocence, if you will. For some, it can lead to kind of a dysfunction called perfectionism that drives you crazy. They possess this ideal where it has to be right, it has to be perfect. There's also this innocence where you can nearly be assured that in this world, that the innocence they possess will cease at some point. That pure heart won't always remain pure, that it might not even remain pure for very long, that by the time you finish the 8th grade, that pure heart will be not so pure any longer. Let me tell you why. We introduced them to PG-13, and it's as if we're saying it's okay for this brand new teenager to see inappropriate nudity and all kinds of sex scenes and hear the F-bomb dropped with liberty, and then we ask, well, what happened to them between 12 and 13 years old that this heart got so messed up, and now we believe he's ready for this? You know what I've noticed? I've noticed that there's this sense that when it comes to people who are repulsed by sin, we look at them strangely. Again, my wife is like this. Somehow, she has this pure heart. She's just bent that way. And if you knew her whole story, you'd find it even more amazing. I'm just telling on me. I like to watch shows like The Godfather or The Sopranos or whatever, where people just get jacked up in all kinds of ways, and she's like, I can't watch that. I can't take it. And I'm like, why? And then I think about it, and the truth is, maybe I'm the one that's jacked up. But she has this purity in her heart that says, I don't want to be exposed to that. It repulses me. We come to this verse where Jesus says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. One reason I love this answer is because in this world, the pure in heart are cringing often. They are avoiding a lot, and they're looked at as people who are kind of like this other. And we say things to them like, you can't watch that? You won't listen to that? You don't like that? What's wrong with you? We ask those questions as if they have some sort of disease or something. And Jesus is saying that what will happen in my kingdom, and the reason that you're blessed, is regardless of what this world thinks of you, you will be supremely fulfilled. You will be supremely and ultimately fulfilled. You will see God. God, who is the most pure and the thing that you long for most. Though you've been repulsed by all these things, you're going to be face to face with God. Thanks again for tuning in, friends. Don't forget to subscribe and tell a friend. Also, don't forget to study. Show yourself approved. I'll see you next time on Word with Friends. Holla!
Holla, holla, holla. Life goes on, long after the days are living on gone. Holla, holla, holla. Life goes on.